Remind, Achio, Petche, don't tell about Copedu, ye be dinkomo. Most of have a caption and say Afenyo Markin explains IMF report to Ghanaians. Most one the coffers had in by any man MPP phone na be so mu upon kroma abna hwan omunyina na wabechirichim nti be se utie no ye nyina ya ko school ni bi brofo no kan nti eni twi nti se bia o brofo sem na bia won ti ase ana dodo na mote brofo no obeti ni ono da wono ni wa chirechira ase me be play ni nyina ma watie na wo hu se o kan okura na so utwa ntro mo si si ano Samije mfidi abegina no so se obesiriska opiska ko be blackmail no ana wan twama no eno wo so wagam onfan kokot Afenyo Markin na ya wo se court obi court a lawyer obi aka asema to no so a wo so onfan kokot no wo se bibi wa akire wo se Samije mfidi ne se ontimi o den se nya de obi tuma ka ho asem kora nti a whole lawyer like this no obi se we blackmailer we extortionist now say on udi ewu jem na Yesu Kristo ye kan de en Yesu Kristo kana no tuma adwo wa bo nti me be bo no anu masam ahawa we say report no amanfo say enye good board no on dey say good board nti ono e be explain ono e be kan presenter na oto no so ebi da nanim na wa watie ye twam era na ntro we twam ntro ana say na we MPP ni we ye twam enti mo amsore ya na den we use platform politics ne enka de ye manyina duri Ghana ho asem nyiame enam se we odi party adudodra won obi jimi wo MPP mu kura mbese obeka enam se odi party adudodra won obi jimi wo ndis mu kura mbese obeka we ye yemfa party ndra ho ye de ho nti ye beka ti nyamre mame na me bebo am wati video ni nyina na won so do wadwan about it if the first time I have me we nim that for me don't looking of the universe you see how we me live for Facebook don't through TV and we to follow so we me no follow ya follow uko YouTube I want to me ye niam bebre ho the don't tell subscribe na mi adoma no so say be bibia to a won sabeka oba TikTok I don't know when me di Dubai nkomo wa betena Dubai pe so grow wa Africa pe so oba Dubai ho na bi di san nkomo pa Instagram the underscore don't tell na dia mam na me komani makacho say ma kwantu nyaw akwantu de ya papa ti ma akwantu nyere ewunyaw enti upes de bia me kam si Dubai dia abrochire efo mo se anya abrochire me si manya Schengen visa to Germany onji usika wo amount no so beje wo no obi make sure you have the amount in your account no a statement no a visa na amount na ad bisika ma no hifa na bijana de se me side pe me si 25th October to 30th October ye to ye den kofu ma bia wo wiase bia person wo ba Dubai don't tell me de wo ba Dubai peche wo peche me de wo ba Dubai new film 25th to yebe chele ya yebe kona bia wo Dubai bia wati din bia yebe ko be bia esu be bia yebe ko ye wi alasa wakra party eno so ya achimu ye no yati nsuo no so ensa be na ba no aduane be na abidi don se wo pese wo nko awunya wuruma nko awurum se wo beduru nko awunya wuruma 22,000 22,000 Ghana cedi na ubenya visa ubenya ticket in and out ubenya hotel na bedem for 5 days ngum ba bia be visit bia ya jiska ba bia be kwa visit tueska bateni nyina san shim enti ade enka wa ye wa pocket money a wo de be ba wo de be your shopping what you say wo pese wo share room a enye se oba na be ma na ekoda mema mi no wo da wo mpaso bi da na mpaso e ma mi no da mpaso no so da na mpaso what you say enu ye 20,000 Ghana cedis which includes your visa your in and out ticket hotel na be done 5 days na place e be visit nyina wo ni enka your wow pocket money me see ye chinchin awie no se ye gie ni yacht party wa me yacht party sa me boa na ye mejo e boa ye tin so ne ye bottom wo benya memories be pray ti so woni je ho a an wo pese wo join me trip ni bi to Dubai 25th October to 30th October payment no by 25th of September na ye wie payment no nti woni je ho a man fata so mu tuatua nti be start tuatua by 25th na ye wie payment na ye visa mo ze na aka 1 month mo ba nti se wonya wo visa kra dada na wo boa wo de ba o sa nkomo no ti woni je ho so pese o join me trip ni bi o pese o ba Dubai be ye adwuma o pe Schengen visa to Germany o pe Red Horse can be any bi number na e ba pe +971 55 20 44 316 me say dey +971 55 20 44 316 yen semre no ho yen koti Afenyo mra any senior fire
talking about losses at a gold board over the last week, and you've been raising a lot of concerns about the losses not at gold board but gold board operations, which IMF also put into its document. What are the figures? We are not saying that gold board has made losses, Bank of Ghana has made losses at Joy News, but from where you sit, based on the IMF document, what is your position or the minority's position on the IMF document put out regarding the losses?
Carlos, thank you for the opportunity. When a document speaks plain language, there's no point in interpretation. And what I was taught at the law school, in reading a document, you read it as a whole. You don't read one paragraph and leave the other. The entire construct must be given its full meaning so that the effect could be achieved. So what you read, you started from somewhere, you didn't finish. So I will finish it. And I'm starting from where you started, the paragraph 13. This is what the IMF said, quote, in 2025, the significant scaling up of the domestic gold purchase program operations led to losses of over $1.7 billion, into brackets 1.5% of GDP, almost entirely related to the gold for reserve dowry purchases. This amounted to a loss of 17% of value of the dowry gold sold by Bank of Ghana. Full stop. In the next sentence, losses accrued on gold trade are a combination of service and asset fees paid to gold board, discount on gold sold to off-takers, and most importantly, exchange rate losses from the spread between the Forex Bureau rate paid to purchase gold and the CD reference rate used for Bank of Ghana accounting. See figure 7. It goes further. Survey data suggests that Ghanaian artisanal gold mining prices are among the highest in the region. Full stop. Next line. These accounting losses partly reflect valuation effects rather than economic cost, but they still weaken the BOG balance sheet and imply transfers to recipient of FX at the reference rate. Then it goes on and on. Now, let's break it down. The IMF, before they come out with their final report, they discuss drafts with government. When the IMF comes in, they don't just, I need to give a background so that the mischief players would understand how IMF operates. Because I know the mischief out there.
So we just want to know. Ghanaians are interested in not the mischief.
Very When the IMF come, they don't come with their data. They come and audit what we have done by way of policy implementation. So upon scrutinizing the books, based on the very data that government gave them, they did their report, they discussed the draft, government agreed to the final draft, which resulted in the final report, which was published this very month in August. If you read this report, clearly,
where in the document, I also have that same document.
Thank you.
Go on. Read. I have read.
Yes.
So you start from where you started.
The portion you read.
In 2025, you started from 2025. I want to rely on
where you just read. I want you to tell us where specifically.
Okay.
Anya Cheese Station.
Blamed for the $1.7 billion.
Let me repeat. Let me repeat it.
Chirayen.
In 2025, the significant scaling up of the domestic gold purchase program operations led to losses of over $1.7 billion. That is 1.5% of GDP. Almost entirely related to gold for reserve dowry purchases.
So we can end it there.
No, we can't end it. Wait.
Okay.
I did interpretation.
All right.
My law is not weak.
No problem.
Good. That's semicolon. There's semicolon there.
There is, yes.
Yes. This amounted to a loss of 17% of the value of dowry gold sold by BOG. Full stop.
Sold by
BOG.
Full stop. Stop there. Next line.
No, so I'm struggling to really understand.
No, wait.
Where
Carlos, are you waiting?
Yes. Okay.
The next sentence.
Yes.
Don't. Next line. Losses accrued on gold trade are a combination of service and asset fees paid to Gold Board. Is there? Is there?
How and why are you linking this to no? Why are you linking this to the $1.7 billion loss?
Okay.
How is this one related to that?
Okay.
Explain to us.
Okay. Language. First of all, this report has first stated the losses in the first paragraph. Mm-hmm. So you saw a semicolon, mm-hmm. and then you saw a
link before the semicolon. It's linked into the Bank of Ghana.
Yes, don't worry. We are coming there. Okay. We are coming there.
Right.
They did not examine Gold Board books. They examined Bank of Ghana books. Mm-hmm. The Bank of Ghana report we are dealing with. This has to do with BOG.
Yes.
Yes.
So, about BOG. Maybe I can say about BOG.
So I'm saying, so don't divert the argument. Okay. Follow them. When they stated the next stage was to give those who will read it the causes of the losses. Why Bank of Ghana incurred those losses. Okay. So they use the next paragraph, therefore, to now explain. So now let's go to the next sentence. The next sentence now says, losses accrued on gold trade are a combination of service and asset fees paid to Gold Board.
Okay. Can I?
We have not finished.
No.
Wait.
No.
You don't want us to finish?
We are doing interpretation.
So let me finish reading the entire thing.
Okay, proceed.
When we are done with the entire job.
All right.
Once I am done, then we can ask the question.
Proceed because of time.
No. Then we.
So you proceed.
Sure. If we have a very good interaction, if we rush ourselves, the viewers will fall into a trap of misunderstanding at school. Yep. So now Bank of Ghana is explaining the cost of the $1.7 billion, equivalent of 22 billion. So the next sentence starts. Losses accrued on gold trade are a combination of service and asset fees paid to Gold Board, discounts on gold sold to off-takers, and most importantly, exchange rate losses from the spread between the Forex Bureau rates paid to purchase gold and the CD reference rate used for BOG accounting. So there is a full stop there. So now we can deal with it. Now, if you have followed the argument of Gold Board, one of the arguments has been that they buy the gold, they sell to BOG, the rates that they use is accounting for the losses that we are talking about.
But that is not the understanding I'm getting from the document.
Wait, can I finish?
Okay.
Cool down. Some services are being charged. Now, if you go further, the report also saying that the artisanal gold in Ghana is the highest in the region. Now, who in 2025, who was given the sole mandate to buy artisanal Gold Board? You read it by law. We gave them monopoly over artisanal gold. No other agency sells gold to BOG.
IMF can say Gold Board kasa biblibe yo. What you match there?
Who buy, they give them money to buy, sell to them, and they also sell to Bank of Ghana. So if Bank of Ghana, IMF is saying that artisanal gold is the highest in Ghana, is the highest in the region, that again is connected to Gold Board because they are the sole buyers of artisanal gold when the law came into being. The third bit that we must not forget, don't forget that government
share life no am share life about one share them big platform na in chant to view
help to stabilize our economy, and that we should look at those losses as economic costs. Now if you read the report, the IMF is countering that argument, and I read it again. These accounting losses partly reflect valuation effect rather than economic costs. So straight away the argument of government with respect to economic costs is defeated, because from the report, the IMF is basically talking about policy failure. Now look, you have this policy, which you are trumpeting as a policy that is helping you stabilize your economy. However, the design of the policy, the nature there too, and all the losses that you are incurring is affecting your own economy. And they give you some pointers. One, that even the artisanal gold, which the dory that you are buying, the gold board is buying and selling it to you, Bank of Ghana, is the highest. So if something that you are buying, that is why we said, we don't gold now, we baka. We don't gold now, we baka. Next, we said that. Now the point is that if IMF is comparing gold, artisanal gold in the sub-region, and telling you that in Ghana, your artisanal gold is too expensive. It is the highest in the sub-region. You didn't dispute that. Now, they are connecting that also to the losses. Because obviously, if a gold board is buying expensive and selling to Bank of Ghana, Bank of Ghana is doing the export. You cannot, in one breath, saying that the gains must be attributable to you, but the losses there too in the value chain, as for you and for home, you don't really care. Wow. You wouldn't be making a complete statement. I think that the whole policy has serious weaknesses, and that's exactly what IMF identified. Look, we are not here on an emotional expedition. We are not here talking about Afenyo Markin against somebody. We are dealing with government policy. We in opposition have a duty to the people of Ghana. Our duty is to point out these and draw government's attention to these failures and ask for remedial steps. Because you see, 22 billion Ghana cedi, you have hospitals. The government is struggling.
Officer, what's the wakasa bibri? Bauntumi enkahe. Wakasa meredi do ayaboy. Bauntumi nchire say ya na say. Because also IMF Friday abase gold board aboka. Paper ni bida host ni musu bida wenim. Ana say onu wo hu ti chire no. Ba bi potia. Sa loss no IMF can say gold board no. Hwe kasa bibri wakasa wontumi nkan yo. And so a press conference bibri ba waye. What's a press conference o ya yi musa akoshi. But what trans was starting no money nam ayi you can say o money nam twi radio station so no mo kasa kasa opie brofo de so ye busa akoshi because o mo ntumi tom o de ye ngusuma nan kasa o de
to complete the agenda 111. Government says that it doesn't have even 6 billion to employ some teachers and nurses. We have a lot of our
so of course this is an issue that
who are home. They've completed College of Nursing. They have completed College of Education. Look at the third floor between the Education Ministry and the Finance Ministry. All because Finance Ministry is saying that but through policy failure, you are incurring these losses. These are matters that government must pay attention to and respond. And we are saying, we the minority are saying that if you connect all the dots, forget about the gold board audited account. And I say,
why do we have to leave the gold board audited account?
I will explain to you.
Because the IMF, I'll give you some time.
Very well. Go ahead.
The IMF.
On was some worker. Auditors report now. Omubaye wo gold board no say ni di ntwamo. Auditors report no mo ye no IMF no say ni ntwamo. Adenti ni ntwamo. Na wo IMF de no so awka ne kiremu a wontumi nkiremu. Hwe mo amode party a kikire mo na mo ha Ghana no. Hwe ne mo ba be page a mo be chiro don obi anye se wo kasa tie obi o. Ye nka no kore. Sisi ase uye adwuma bia na se ye be audit wa ne auditors report na wo abokro no ayede be ye be ka ko fa IMF. Wo se auditors report no mo be audit gold board no mo se ka bia no de ye ntwamo. Don't it make sense? Yen twaso. Come on.
And is saying otherwise. So why do we leave the
Carlos, take away the language otherwise. I think we've read about 3 times this same piece. You have it, I have it. Let's share it with the viewing public. Don't say IMF said otherwise. IMF did a breakdown and connected all the dots. And from what IMF has said, the fair conclusion, therefore, is that the losses as registered in the BOG books are as a result of gold board operations and activities. Simplicity. Now, why do I say we should not pay too much attention to the gold board audited account? We shouldn't pay too much attention to it because it wouldn't give you the full picture.
No, but you said we should read this in a broader sense, exactly. In a broader sense, so, yes. To understand. So why do we have to do that? Leave it a gold audited account? Because we also need to respect. You and I on the same page. Relax.
Come on, take it easy. I am saying that don't read gold board audited account. Isolate it and say in their books there are no recorded losses and say it's fair and complete. Hey. Don't read the IMF reports alone and also say that in this report the losses are attributable to BOG and leave it there. These are two documents, combine them. That is the basic rule of interpretation. At least my law professor taught me that. So I am saying that all the documents, Gold Board receiving some 4.5 billion 2 days to the end of the year, Gold Board being financed by BOG in the first 9 months of its operations until the IMF raised the red flags. And the IMF is giving us a breakdown that the losses that they have spotted in Bank of Ghana books are as a result of the forex losses, the asset fees, the services, fees that they pay to Gold Board. They again also go for
share. What about share life?
We pay for artisanal gold in Ghana within the period and the review is the highest in establishment.
Which you have already stated.
Which
you've already
very well. Which also goes directly to Gold Board because in the law we gave Gold Board 2 mandates. Mandate number 1, regulatory. Mandate number 2, monopoly in terms of control, purchasing. So no artisanal gold can be sold anywhere in Ghana. It becomes even a criminal offense if you don't sell to Gold Board. So once the IMF is raising a red flag and saying that look, even the Dory gold that you buy is expensive. Once they raise the issue of the cost, you know the Dory gold, it is the gold in that raw state. You have not refined it, you've not done any assaying and all that. Now, if you buy that gold at the world market price, and Bank of Ghana does the refinery, or the gold is processed and is still sold at the world market price, okay? You realize that ab initio, you are going to incur losses because the cost, the price at which you are buying is expensive. When you finish, there are some processing, there are some charges, forex losses. All we are saying is that instead of Gold Board being emotional in response to us, they should pay attention to the content of the report and all the issues we raising. And government
don't wakasa be de also ati ntumi nkyere say see afika the auditors report na wa don yeti kroma omo government free so no enye auditors ya na audit ya obi a ayidie mehu de men campo gift oware hwan omunyina anya auditors ya na audit ye obia mutama mobile mobecheche NDC fogun and nya auditors na audit na mu say we muskase next nya no yekofa IMF yekofa IMF baby buy donc it a fait the auditors report yemu IMF the so awodi aba wo si Gold Board abuka kire baby port ya wo say Gold Board na aboka Bank of Ghana boka efititio Bank of Ghana wo boka ohwese obema economy na gina ohwe so obema economy na gina it is ohwese Bank of Ghana motam na Bank of Ghana boka dollar to me ko 17 16 15 aba for man 14 na se Bank of Ghana boka na dollar that 10 any 11 I say buwe di 4 eno so ne yepe because ombe pompi ska egu me boana It hadn't know what the Bank of Ghana loses every good board. I didn't know the Bank of Ghana lost every good board simply because a good board for Bank of Ghana nema good boards come and to good. It's a kaba. She's coming nyai. She's coming nyai. She omo fight galamsey anti galamsey. Good board is ka wo cha dia to ga ka momo. Obo waboka no se nyeska cha atoka sa momo. Ya wo kan nim. Ana mo so mo ye MPP for no mo di mo awuram chinchina atwan. Afere o mo frɛ Sami Jemfi attack to say MPP no me hu say yare bio ai good board attack wan don mu nhia nyansa kakra wo trotro ne ma bia ho yi party sem fro na use wa adwan kasa yi party tunche na use wa adwan kasa hwe ni pai no ogu no wani masi watena so wa tie bi otumi kan ne nsem o kan nyina sisi so ne nsem o kan nyina nim obi a wo yetuma be twan aka nsem ato so say wakoje bribe o person blackmail o extort money from nipa wa kosa me Jemfi don oye lawyer o onye ordinary place no oye lawyer wo he Afenyo Markin otiwa onya president obedi na sa Afenyo Markin si aka sa asemi ato so oh yes Christo kra ya kan asem fa no ho ono tena odin di nhwent don kan kro se no kra ni man ka Afenyo Markin on take you because step ya mo be se mo bring Sami Jemfi down Sami Jemfi ko che ayi agrada isika kwa we nesi ye hwe nesi de we mu si ye na Sami Jemfi abe cancer mato so anim so abeje brab kai hallelujah ama Kevin Taylor so nya bia kan be kotu sika no say 10 million Ghana cedis which is like equivalent like $1 million Kevin Taylor kwa was say big man media amount na wo se won kan wasem don wo so ye MPP ni dwen ho first Sami Jemfi ka so on friend parliament no mra mi o me answer questions beboa we tuma mfre ana fe Sami Jemfi so ugu so kasa te so bo won fe na aka won atum ana wa bo won fe se me ne wo mienu amohwa mi yenim ne ekoso na wo mi aba so ebe pe no amfi no Sami Jemfi se mo kan no o friend blackmailer it would be show Sami Jemfi a lawyer usa wo ye lawyer wo ye senior na Sami Jemfi aka se mu ato so a no kure ni ma de don emfa party nchire ho enko ma out ye generation omo me mo ani save Ghana wa nkofo ma dada ya che omo de trontra dada ya che etine na TikTok ne wa ya ba social media ba no don ye fancy saniama what you say because they say obi di dwa na oboka you could see it o say see Ghana sasa for development e koso and what's a Ghana dan construction side ye don go de hwe e fa no munye scam hwe mama nka de bi nkyere wa neba wo figures bi wa trot wa de bi ameka sa figures gold board asema ye kan ya gold board koto gold ye koto e discover ye ton gold ide mfa so ba 2021 MPP na net so koto gold the whole year no ye nya 2.8 billion dollars 2021 yamra 2022 ye nya 3.7 billion dollars 2023-2024 combined yenya 1.7 billion dollars oka omu figures nyina boma 4 years no omunya 8.2 billion dollars eno cross o ma mokawo Sami Jemfi just 1 year onya 10.8 billion dollars or the 1 year team 4 years ago afi now you see the hate was Sami Jemfi so no afi what you say won adi kunti o motan Sami Jemfi no 1 year kura no modwuma mo ye no 4 years no or the 1 year kura ya abro so mo the 4 years atongo da nya 8.2 billion dollars mo kura mo se mo moka or the just 1 year etumi abrand 10.7 mama sa kura me figure ni ame fam ma obi na be wo aku chobua se ayi awon intina ye ani eje ye hu ni hwe odinya 10.8 billion dollars within a year wajuma beat team 4 years record. That's the hit now. And figures here mabono the results ben adiaba me better results one say itina ma stabilize dollar no ntu say within a year no dollar no enko because one buy another 14 or 15 or 16 no ma twa ba 10 to 10 11 ye discount you sa de ye discount you kroma o ma peg dollar me buy kroma 2014 na dollar 3.65 up to now 3.65 o ka say kwa iska na de kroma me buy na 3.65 up to now 3.65 now it helps business dollar na tuma gina gina faako eti uye adwuma unye sika on enema nsesa na here's the case uye adwuma bia na dollar 3.65 afi uba another dollar 5 sebeka businessmen. That's why people are investing in Dubai. That's why people are investing in UAE because much must stabilize dollar no. And no adwuma ni bi na gold board oye no. It is always a dollar na gina see omo for so say dollar ni be tuma tia ba single digit. It is always obi a ono so onima de okọ Ghana water ko ye obo catchum. Afenyo Markin Ghana water obo catchum. Udi froba ECG obo catchum na mi blame obi ya mi blame President Mahama. Say you starting and give as Afenyo Markin asema nko jani oye no. Because the event na Mahama President Mahama betena wa enipa na koboka Ghana water wabeboka o ECG mu ya we na asem da ade na muni na asem ade na muni na asem kwa kana no atum ena ma na ye gregregre no because ono abo Ghana kono sei ati wo san nya no kasa se obi abo Ghana kono na in your government with the 4 years enya 8 point gold mo se obi anton gold moka mo na mo kan ye nton gold moka mo the 4 years aton gold enya 8.2 billion dollars obi the 1 year one afepe enya 10.8 billion dollars wo se wono aton gold aboka don na asemu enye se party na ade akekere wo ho a wo beje asemu ya tum ye problem no party na ade akekere no we comment bi ba ana isi a views sa men kan kire se mi pe views bebre o se nipa kakra bi kwa na bebe no mati nyanza se ma mepe. I'm not here for views. I'm here to deliver good message. Enye the views bebre na menya na emfa me kwa but matena so many years de bi nipa hwe me because of no kra wo beka don see enjai sa de no the party akekere won yenku yanim da hwe time mo de ma no otumi kire wo mu otumi kire ba bi IMF ka say good board boka hwe time tenti am de ma no otumi ka simple ko page we ubie ya say de me ba ya me say me beka figures akekere me boma o street otumi bi na no kan ka wo kire no akotukọ paragraph de na wo ho no otumi eka omo kan ye go Bank of Ghana ka Bank of Ghana so de ka de na said ye Bank of Ghana maso be pemfa so Bank of Ghana nyeska o de be share economy nim na abo economy no. It's a Bank of Ghana atuma a discuss economy mu ama dollar na muja hoko ene number 14 or 15 na about 10 na 11 na Bank of Ghana mo ka o Bank of Ghana mo ka because tama muja dollar wona da say na aka the dollar na aba from nyeska na de ana no so nye gold board de be o scan o de Bank of Ghana eti dwadi a gold board ne Bank of Ghana di same koya kabana ye dollar number 20 kenam 17 said na mo de na nkoya na nam 17 no said mo beje dollar na ye 4 cities amutumi ko 17 because ne dwadi a mo gold die ne de Bank of Ghana na nkoye na de kan kwa na ne ba eti na Ghana Bank of Ghana ntumi nya sika no de a share economy nim enti na ye dollar e Ghana no ba we mo ba omko di Ghana ba Bank of Ghana nya sika no de share economy pompe share economy nim o kai se mrebi opon kuma be ka se omo pompe dollar to the economy okay opon kuma na be na no so omo be good for oil no omo nya dollar no omo pompe share economy sa de te it Dubai how ba omo tuma stabilize dollar no 3.65 I've been here 12 years and sisanda obi metro se meboa I've been here 12 years and sisanda it don say nipa bia so odi Afenyo Markin say Attorney General say OSP be sremo mun taking on because so akoboka ono so obi akọ financial loss to the state ono no your evidence clear o maboka da ho audit am so aboka na still wada so ne nam ho a me hu the need ana mamo nya ne say obi beka say bia mo de party na achi o mo da bi you been real because ne yakoso na time ono nim nam ho anka ne sra pro adwuma be ne de ma Afenyo Markin otumi ye nie Ghana water ko he e ka okoboy ECG ka okoboy ono atuma betena o kire nsemu enya politics na etanya enye nkurase politics na yete Ghana na ye ya ka we nko dam tatatata tiamanfo wa wa huni esi mo de party akekere mo na ye ka bibia mo ntia mo de mo ba na mo be di atem na de ndien don hwe jai party na de akekere hu na we musika bi omunya bia hu nya bi o sika bi omunya bia hu nya bi sika bi omunya bia hu nya bi etu de ne no kure kakra obeka to save Ghana se no so so nka de ya ye nim ne besi enti wasema me de ba yi se nya party na de be kekere ho a wati no ye unia se paper ni bi damanim me hu ba bi ya tro se bank a gold board aboka IMF aka ona IMF afidi Afenyo Markin so kire se auditors report ko anya papa enti mo auditors report mu ne enti IMF de ne yate enti IMF de ne kire ba bi o se gold board for boka sei eni ho wo hwa ade numa e kan ye Bank of Ghana ana Bank of Ghana keso mo ka because ene Bank of Ghana nya adwuma ku be fe no gold board ane ne ye adwuma na dollar ne da 16 17 omotuma twea ba forma busa o maame ana papa okofa ne ma se moa wo mo a aboa wo mo because na kana $1 is 17 now so per $1,000 a cedi na nka befa cedi na nka befa ene se sia na da 10 11 no don me busa o cedi na befa enso ni nyina no ubu adwagu asoma ka se politics nti na nkenya nwanwa anya Afenyo Markin suwe na tama attorney general epe ayime yede naba ede kinofurata aba asema wo kasa wendo didi onom nkwan enye ma we ne begina wo se attorney general timo de na ma ne kohwe no yare obeba watumi de naba watumi de kinofurata aba kinofurata feskia ko free we ko gina parliament e ka kira attorney general se ase nipa onwi nipa ho obi nipa na die sika on a record yen ka se ye chinatum omra ne entoto na no keke akwa ko gina parliament kasa bebri a she date nyina kinofurata beba kinofurata aba it's a we MPP ni na wotena wo se wo de wonya sika ni bi ni o ompanyimfo ne tisoro no mudi no manya sika tam na wo da so support wo ma don wa bi nya adwuma wo wa bi nya adwuma animal kingdom kura no obi a wo ne benefit animal kingdom animal mo ano kura no obi a wo ne benefit na nya nipa what's your benefit of being MPP and so mbo manya omo tam wan tiasema ba omi aka wo se ye wini power 2016 ye nipa bibira abenya anya sika nti mo fa sika na mra na yemfa nkoye campaign one say ba omi aka it is kan wunya bi se wo kan na mo wini 2016 ba omi na num to se ye wini pa bibira anya sika bibre ye omo wini 2016 ba omi na kan se me boa ka se me boa eti mi bisa wo ye MPP ni o mo wini 2016 wunya sika ni bi wunya sika ni bi wanya bi o eti na se o emfaso be no sisi a omo pesika de campaign a omo munya sika no kan eti sa kokofu bo obo na wuni mani ma yem pass no sa na mo pese ye wo ba be gina kira tiam ye we ge ye fe ne kabila wa ojimi nye no dami ba omi abai enye ne otwiri mu enti mo de mugu akiro na akasifo na ediska no ana wo ye de won chenchen enti sa bre ya Ghana e forso ko nanim kakra no ye nyina se NDN ka se NDC for ye perfect but they are better than this MPP na enemy hu ade bi na mekra mesere se gleme wan affordable housing wan ade bi opon kroma betro mo jadan no for 8 years me say MPP for mu munipa opon kroma say Akufo-Addo is vindicated because say ba Mahama say ombe complete 700 out of 5,000 ombe complete 700 say 1,500 no mo ye dan na iten komusi 5,000 no mo ye 1,500 nti ombe complete 700 nti sasem na president Mahama kan no Akufo-Addo is vindicated don in what sense as a bro from mo kan won tiase o say me fa say MPP for me don minim ne omo yo waja ade a omo starting in 2013 ye bedru 2016 ana mutu NDC for free so Ghana sika na dia yo mo jama ade na dawo for 8 years amemu cable na ya twetwe water closet air conditioner tutum ne amanyina akronfo na aban be ya onka wonu ntum wasa be gina ho waye otiri ho se opon kroma ho wo do omumu yen MPP for munipa na ba emba unso omukọ ba emba amukọ emfa ho ne mo be yesa mo nyama nwe se mo be ka no kre na mo be fa se Ghana fo agimi it said them supporters na agimi no mo de party akikiro mo na yen ni party o yen ni party yen support Ghana yen ni party it ni wo mo ye be ka me hu se NDC ya de na nyama ba be ka MPP ya de nyama be ka to save Ghana because ama Ghana de she akwantu ne etuturu rough akwantu ne etuturu rough adentia because bibia ni Ghana adwuma kura ni won wonya bia ye meboa unya adwuma kura mpo nye. So let's think a little bit. Yemi nko achiri kakra. Nyinya party na de achikire ho no. Afenyo Markin kofa ba yo yetia no se IMF meboa. Yetia no kofa se IMF de abase sameje mfi e de ande waboka sei. Ana ya chi na si wo no. Wo mie na no kura nchirechirim. Ni ehun se eka we na hate page we paragraph chapter we na ya chiro se sameje mfi aboka watena wa wontuma nchire. Ekasa de nam. Na nke ho lawyer ye kasa wo ye blackmailer, we extortioner obetwe. Ona mbabi ni asu bisi kaire se wono wafa obeka se nya hwe obepene ya ade a wonya ye kato so a whole lawyer obepene enka ye deformation of character nti se a wo ka wono tum dia wagye atum ama sabeje fi kwa san del se untumi kura no emie wano wo ho na still untumi mpie ya na se wo so ye MPP ni obeji sa wo nsem na tuma awu dokuna yintumi mfoso to ba de won hiraw ontina ni mo an share video a medwa obruta wa won share bia fansa boso share ya wie kasa 25th of October to 30th. There's a big tour. Yeah, battle with Dubai. Whether not shit, but chair don't baby. But I want 5 days, but chill with Dubai. Yeah, chin koto in area near the yacht party at Tertiary. But as a yacht party, and Casamini, yena, Amazon, maybe you be at them. And to bra, never enjoy yacht party, Ghanaians, and some be I was a Ebiani baby, won't to me. And some baby, won't to me. Chilling to the meow, chilling to the wagon. It's up a Tony Biako. Obesa me do Baduba na be Juma. Obesa me do Baduba na be Juma. Opese Schengen visa to Germany. Ope Red Horse can be any biaton. Or Ghana. And as ope the event a number 9 back up plus 971 55 20 44 316. Say plus 971 55 20 44 316. Don't for number what na hit me. Ha one hit me. I miss one share video on brown a punch so napa